The game has started. We'll let you know where we are with that as soon as we can.
Here we go.
We're straight in. So we get those nameplates sorted out for you. But this is the losers final. It says winners final. This is the losers final of the championship bracket for the Dreamhack Halo Open. And we are here with Kraken and MagsUp.
Kraken and Omit.
Sorry.
Kraken and Omit.
Sorry, yeah.
MagsUp already.
It's the red trolling me. Yeah.
Just rub salt in the wound for MagsUp. Yeah, so 38-32 in favour of Kraken so far. Sniper in the hands of one of these Kraken players as well. Like Adam said, we'll get nameplates on as soon as possible. Just going to try and line up some shots, but a nice D-scope at least means that you'll keep your head for that player on Omit. I mean, points totaling up for Kraken right now. It looks like they've got a tower hold, and it's looking pretty fruitful.
Yeah, Kraken I think will be the yellow side here with their colours. But yeah, the tower hold is really big in oddball. You want to have that so you can bait people in, play the ball if you need to, and it allows you to rotate easily around to B if you need to. But some teams do opt for A. We'll have to see where the spawns come in. But at the moment, Kraken looking to push this nest area to get that C control back. And with the sniper rifle in hand, he's going to be able to, whoever we're on board with at the moment, he's going to be able to hold that down pretty effectively. But look, they're pushing forward. They're trying to pinch them in here. There's only 2 players left for Kraken, while that red score tally is going up, and it's about to cross the halfway mark for this first round. Yeah,
it looks like support for Kraken is pretty far away. There's some players up on sandbags that are trying to just help out, and actually one down by pillars. 2 no-scopes missed. It's going to be your demise, buddy. Unlucky. I don't think it is actually MagsUp. We should be on with Omit again. Obviously, MagsUp are already out. Omit did lose to Shopify, so we're going to get that sorted out as soon as possible. We've got Infinity on the desk just trying to get everything sorted, all scrambling towards it. Appreciate him. And the ball still being held by Kraken, though. There is some pressure coming in from Omit. Sniper does have bullets left to ring out, so we'll see. There's only 2 left in there, so they need to be pivotal in order to flip the points. Although, actually, speaking of that, it looks like Omit are pretty close. They managed to pull this ball away, so we'll see. This sniper now just playing up along towards tower, just setting up for this camo. Nice snipe there. Completely shuts him out. No camo for you, sir. Nice killing spree found for this Omit player as well.
Yeah, both teams here, as we said, really fighting for that C control. Nest a really good way to push it, but you don't want to be spawning over on Turbine right at the other side. You're going to be walking straight into all the players that are up top there. Lots of fighting going out down pillars. Both teams, again, trying to get that main push up into the C area. In this instance, with all the respawns coming in, they're going to take that to tower once again. All of the Kraken respawns are going to be in A, so they've got time to set up, fan out. They've got 2 players on the nest side already, and they're going to be taking that back B position to crossfire. But I don't think they're expecting all 4 players.
Yeah, I mean, as well, if we think back to Kraken's previous series, it was a long slog against Luminon to 3-2 them and actually reverse sweep it. Unfortunate. I think that
was friendly.
Yeah, that was a team nade that just bounced back off the back of another nade's explosion. So a little bit awkward there for that player on Kraken. But 84 points as well for Omit, and also this sniper coming up. They're going to get it completely free and drop down into lower. So sniper going to be able to get away. It does actually look like one player outside of dummies will fall for Kraken. So completely away with the sniper, and the points still going up for Omit. Means that this first round is all Omit.
They were just wasting their time. Like we were on board with the sniper there on tower for so long, and the ball time was just going up and up and up. And they were just distracting them. The push came in, but it didn't matter because Omit just had the ball and they were just holding it. They just were not going anywhere with it. They just took them in a 3v4.
Yeah, I mean, crazy work from them. Jumping on board with Omit again, I believe. Now into that second round, and just the bodies falling in top mid. 4 dead for Kraken. And already running that ball. Oh no, I think we flipped colours. Not too sure who we're working with now. Maybe even Kraken took that round. Who knows?
We'll find out.
We will find out as soon as possible. Okay, actually, if still says MagsUp, but if Kraken have just taken that, that's crazy start from them.
Okay, we'll figure it out. We're running on the fly here, but as the score goes up here again, we're going for this C hub. Both teams opting to not rotate the ball. They're staying on this side of the map. The camo is up. It is really good for setting up the counter push to when the enemy team wants to take the ball from you. But look at this, using the pillar. They are actually rotating the ball here. And I think Prod have just confirmed this is actually MagsUp.
Oh. Well, okay, yeah. It is actually MagsUp. Apologies then for the confusion. It's not Omit. We do have MagsUp versus Kraken. So this is now correct. Everything's correct. We don't have player names. That's the only thing that is outstanding. But Infinity's working tirelessly and very, very frantically, I can imagine, to get all this set up. But yeah, MagsUp versus Kraken, and completely send him into the drink. That player will get repulsed in for MagsUp, courtesy from Kraken. So Kraken are 1 round up. MagsUp are 26-0 up in this round, the second round. Just trying to play around the dummies here and also just keep cuts locked down because you've got Bull in a bit of a precarious position. You're playing around the camo and you really want to get it either back to A or back to that tower.
Yeah, just to course correct a bit, I think I was stuck on the Omit because they just lost to Shopfire Rebellion in the winners final, so they're waiting in the losers final. So this is actually the losers semi-final.
Sure.
Just to correct everything I was saying there. So sorry for the confusion. This is the losers semi-final here, and it is MagsUp versus Kraken, and Kraken are 1 round up.
Cool. Everyone on the same plate? Good. Everyone's together. We're all here now holding hands. Holding on to the Bull is Kraken, although actually opting to just leave it be. Getting some calls that a lot of pressure is coming in from that seaside. QT as well, making things a little bit difficult for Kraken. Going to be hitting a couple 360s, a couple 180s. Nice little repeat there through Rat Tunnel, but actually getting caught is huge.
Pinch there. That was a very big pickup with the camo coming up and the players down. MagsUp holding this side of the map here is huge for the push that's about to come in. If this player can get that, if he can get the flank on this, that is a very preemptive shot though, revealing your position like that. That means they're going to be able to get the collapse, and even though they had the ball, they just completely dropped it.
Just trying to dance around this nest. It's always such a difficult place to play when you're fighting from bottom and up to top. Good job at least from Envore to pick that kill up and get some help. Coming up to tower now, 2 players pushing up to this Bull play. You're going to have to try and play it, but actually opting to get as many points as possible off it before playing it. Really well done, actually, because the Bull does still get played and you get a few extra points, and those could pay dividends in the late game.
Oh, this flank as well, getting the power there to be able to take out and capitalize on that damage. 3 players going down for Kraken gives MagsUp even more time to set up, and they're wasting none of it. Druk getting himself on the tower. This has been the main character this series already. Starting to take the sniper shots. Ball up there with him as well. And the rest of the team waiting for that push so they can flank behind them. They are waiting for Kraken to just walk into the trap.
Yeah, Druk just finding body shots. No heads, unfortunately. And 3 dead again for Kraken. As the points are just flowing now for MagsUp. They didn't like losing that first round, and now Druk just going for a couple of crazy plays, hitting a little 360 with 2 bullets left to work with that sniper. He's just going to hold down all lanes. Top mid gets tagged up, but still no kill found. Second shot won't land, and actually no one there to pick up on that damage caused by Druk, so completely null and void. That Bull does get played, and 80 points to 20 is still very comfortable, but maybe not the strongest hold if you're MagsUp.
No, and just taking a look at the scoreboard here. The frags in the match, they're starting to close in a little bit. This first round was really strong from Kraken, very decisive, but this second round, MagsUp have changed it up. They've got themselves the tower, they've been getting themselves a sniper rifle, and bubu has been putting in the work. 21 and 14 right now for his team, cleaning up all the assists that Druk's been putting out on the table, with all the damage he's been doing this round. Druk now 13 assists. Yeah,
just very, very solid in this round, like you said, from MagsUp. They've clearly figured something out from the last round. That's 2v2 down on by Cuts as well. Nice find for Acid. He actually gets the double. He has the help, and Acid there to just finish things off. Gets taken absolute and will finally fall by SoulSnipe's hand. But still, very, very solid work. And the Bull picked up with that plasma pistol, so SoulSnipe can be quite dangerous if anyone gets too close. He's got the support as well from Garage, but that camo is coming up, so you might want to rethink your hold.
Oh, MagsUp played that so well. They let Kraken play into their hands where they got the ball just as we switch our hands once again. They played it towards camo early. They fought around camo. This has allowed them to be around it.
Oh,
but
wow.
It doesn't matter because Kraken pushed in. All 4 went down. Piggy got the camo. It totally backfired. The idea was there, but the execution didn't land how they wanted it. And there's not much room for error here for Kraken in this round, but they've shown they have the ability to be able to turn it around when they need to.
Yeah, it was do or die time for Kraken. If they failed on that push, that would have been round. They would have been going to a round 3 guaranteed. Now there's a little bit more of a conversation. Because Piggy's just going to be sneaking around with this camo. He spots one player very weak and capitalizes on that. The Bull's right by him, though, so doesn't really know what to do. There's 2 players here, so he does have the support and someone able to pick up that Bull. They're going to need to keep someone on there because they don't have any opportunity. They don't have the comfort because MagsUp is so close. Finding this kill as well is huge for Piggy as he gets the killing spree. Still maybe a little bit camo left over. It might have expired by now. It doesn't matter anyway because his position is known. That Nest player is going to be finding him. Now 1 dead apiece for both teams as the push is coming through and Piggy actually has to back off, but that Bull's already been rotated.
That happened really quickly. I was looking for the ball back B there. Bubu pushed onto it, got the kill, and then the ball ended up on the other side of the map. So great preemptive play there from Kraken to get them over there. And this lead is getting smaller and smaller. And while the players go down, they do have the opportunity to potentially rotate again here, but no, they've been pinched in to the back of it.
This is the push from MagsUp. They're going to have to try and perfect this with Druk falling and Envore as well. SoulSnipe down too. Bubu on his own, but he still picks up the ball. Gets only 1 point, but he's got the QT, so he can play this very, very caution to the wind-esque. He will fall down though. Not able to use that QT, so Breakingshot to rotate this ball around and just alleviate some of the pressure so far. Only 1 point picked up for MagsUp. It feels a little bit frantic. They're able to get through and actually get the trade. It's 2 dead. Make that 3 for Kraken. So this could be the round going MagsUp. They just need to hold on to it for 7 seconds. Druk in a very good position, but doesn't know about the player wrapping round. But the ball's already gone. You're missing it, buddy. Too far gone. You're chasing shadows, and Kraken to lose that round means that we are tied up going into round 3 of just map 1.
This is gonna be a series, this one, and the main character, the tower, feeling a bit sad, moving over to B for the last part of that round. So MagsUp kind of figuring out that actually holding it around that tower area is not working for them with the way that they're being played here. All the nades, just absolute nukes going off their top mid. But they've changed the gameplay. We've seen a lot of teams adapt to each other today, and that was a really good example of taking the ball somewhere else and changing the way that the game has been played, changing the strategy that's being used to help you to win that round. So it's the final round in this best of 5.
Acid with a nice spine-breaking sniper shot there. Just finds a freebie with the no-scope. Oh, nice body shot, but doesn't actually get the head. And when you've got QT, you're going to zip away as soon as you're tagged up like that. Actually does re-peek it and has the help. So Acid will fall, make that 2 players dead. Acid and Yakzn both down. QT still up in Druk as well, as he's then going to find the repulsor and pick up that kill. I don't think Sniper fell off the map, so he's definitely going to be scooping that one up. And with 5 bullets to work with and a tower position set up, he's already got sightlines.
Druk being in the dream position with all the toys in his back pocket. Trying to live up though, this is huge. Drops down, almost got that set up there, but all the toys are down there on that corner. Tower is ready for someone to get that ball and get it over. And both teams are almost in a reset position here, but there is a push coming over from the bridge.
This one's a lot slower, a lot slower. Every individual just considering every single option, maybe even overthinking for some of these, because they just don't want to be the first team to drop the map, drop the ball literally and figuratively. Finally, Kraken maybe getting somewhat of a actual setup going. They do have 1 player down. Yakzn makes their hold a little bit weak, but finding 2 onto MagsUp means that they're still going to have a bit of freedom. Acid falling though by pillars, and also the body shots coming through means that that other player by B is tagged up. They're going to have to be careful. They don't want to get tagged by any flying nades like that. It looks like shields have actually come up, and they're able to flip the script. Takedown 1, takedown 2 for MagsUp. The push is just null and void.
MagsUp just sat there. They got the pick on Acid. They got the 2 respawns in for 4 players, and they just sat there, and now they're all 4 down. They had the space to be able to take it. They had the numbers. They had the shields, and they just stood there and did nothing.
We might be sat a little bit far away from main stage, but I'm still hearing dead screamed out by Kraken when they get that 4-piece. 69 points to 8. Much more convincing in this round. This is the Kraken we saw in round 1. Finds the double kill, and getting loud is Yakzn. It's just screaming at them as he finds 4 dead again, and the killing spree comes through for him. He picks up that camo as his reward, and it looks like surely you have to throw this insanely if you're Kraken to lose this map.
This is looking so strong from them, just the way they're able to work together, and now MagsUp are just forced to walk in, and Hixie, I think that's going to be the first game over. An absolutely brilliant showing in that final round from Kraken. It's 1-0 to them in the losers semi-final against MagsUp. That was an excellent final round.
Yeah, insanely played by Kraken. They had a little bit of a falter in that second round where MagsUp just managed to piece it together, but Kraken coming through in round 1 and round 3 very convincingly is kind of insane.
Yeah, like, you got to stay in. Like, we had Yakzn earlier on here, and we were talking to him, and he sounded like he was really feeling it from how things are going earlier on. You can tell that their energy's still there. They don't care if they lose a round. The mental's strong. It's going really well for them.
Yeah, I think he was pretty chilling as well.
Yeah, he
like,
was,
after all the shouting they did, he kind of got out of his
Yeah.
system, and then he was just all vibes on the couch. But again, 31 and 25 for him, kind of nuts. Yakz's really having a day.
Yeah, that's great. I'd love to see the damage numbers too. Like, even on the side of MagsUp, like, they were putting in the numbers. They were trying, like, bubu with the, what was that, 29 and 23, dropping the 8,000 damage. Like, it was almost, not quite the highest damage in the lobby, but, you know, 9,300 damage as well coming in from MagsUp. It's just the way you put it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Piggy as well with 9K, right? A player that I feel like a lot of people consider the glue of this Kraken team. The man that would be willing to do it all, able to get 9K 9k damage, and then I think back to that Luminon series that Kraken had as well. In that final map, in that reverse sweep success for Kraken, map 5, Piggy goes 15-9, having a crazy individual performance and also laying down so much damage to just facilitate the rest of his players, you know, the big game players, the players like Acid and Yakzn and Breakingshot as well, to find the kills they need, to just find the cleanups to make them feel confident. This is going to be a crazy series. Yeah,
and just bringing in the highlights of this first game, powered by GameSir as well, just looking at the carnage that went out in that full 3-rounder of an oddball as the first game of the semi-final. Like everything we've seen so far, the bracket today has been insane. Every single series is going basically the full distance. Every single player is pulling out everything they can, and even though we did our predictions, I have to keep saying it, it looks like we've had a bit, you know, Shopify aren't looking invincible at the moment.
No, they're really not. I mean, Omit are showing that the king can bleed, and everyone's smelling blood, so everyone's just scrambling, they're clawing to get up to that grand finals where Shopify just sit in wait after taking down Omit earlier today. And if we look to the rest of this series, we've got Vacancy Slayer coming up next, and I am so glad about that map 3. My favorite map and mode, and in a great matchup as well. Yeah. I just want it to be cinema.
Yeah, I love my CTF Imperium. Every time James is on here and he gets excited about his Aqua Slayer, I'm like, no. CTF Imperium, El Clasico, all the way back from Halo 3.
It's beautiful. Yeah. So many historic moments on every iteration that this map and mode has had. It's so fun to watch, but before we get there, we've got the starter.
Yeah, Vacancy Slayer is another map that's really fast. It's not quite streets, but it's, you know, if you can hold that red tower, if you can hold Crossroads, you can basically see everywhere on the map at the same time. So it does have kind of that streets element to it, and we'll see how important that shock rifle comes. A lot of teams like to hide around red, like to use that and then kind of rotate round from green over to blue, and it's very easy to rotate the enemy team.
Yeah, I think this map being so small and it being Slayer lends itself a little bit more to Kraken, to be honest. Like we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, and also when we spoke to Yakzn, they're a very momentum-based team. It's very hard to kick them out of that. You need a team like Luminon, who are also a momentum-based team, to try and almost give a rebuttal. For MagsUp, it's a little bit more, it's a little bit different, right? Kraken, some of these players are so well known for their momentum. You look on Luminon, you got Torlick as well. I'll look on MagsUp, maybe Bubu is their kind of counterpart, possibly Druk as well.
I would say so. I would say that's accurate. And while we get into this game 2 of our loser semi, let's see what they got for this Slayer. There's plenty of characters in this lobby, and it's all even right now, or it was. It's 4-2 to MagsUp early on. Too early to really say anything right now, but you can see the carnage on Vacancy already unfolded.
And the shock rifle up in top mid as well. You're going to see eyes averted over to that. Just now trying to get some positioning for MagsUp. Just trying to find this player down in the rat tunnel. SoulSnipe actually to find him. The nade goes a little bit too fast. That player gets away and the support is there. So SoulSnipe falls with absolutely nothing. 3 dead for MagsUp, and now a 6-5 lead taken over by Kraken. Piggy just trying to work it now. 4-1 start for him. Finding that 5th as well. It's not the killing spree, and he will actually fall, but still having a very solid start to this map.
Yeah, that's a sad time if you're MagsUp there thinking you're getting the drop on players bottom mid, and all of a sudden you're all 4 down. This gives them the perfect chance to set up and rotate them here. Look how they're all spawning in hotel, and you can see Kraken moving around to red tower. They've actually got Split moving across here, so they're going to have to move quickly to stop this. If they can get 4 players in, that's going to give them an even greater lead than they've got now. They're in the lead by 5.
One will fall for Mags, the other one will get traded, so it's a 3-2. And now another player falling for MagsUp. It's just looking pretty dire. It's feeling a little blendery almost. Kraken did have what felt like a pretty solid setup. The shock rifle will come through and save Piggy, but only for a moment. He's not long for this world, and he will fall 15-10 now. Kraken need to find those gaps in wherever they were standing that caused the split spawns and try and close them out, because they had everything to work with there and to squeeze them into that back spawn with the shock rifle holding the angle, but people just slip in the net.
Yeah, SoulSnipe was looking for the G-slide with the grapple there to get away, to get to safety, because he was on his own, but he wasn't able to get it, and that shock rifle's doing everything that you expect it to do on this map. Holding out here is a little risky. It's absolute chaos here on the hut side of the map, and while the respawns come in, this is going to have to be really careful, because 3 players from Kraken are coming around to flank SoulSnipe right now. They need to move.
Yeah, just going trade for trade, blow for blow, but that is absolutely fine if you're Kraken. You have established yourselves as the leader. The Plasma trying to find the player in the corner. Doesn't look like either will land, but maybe some damage was done, who knows? But that won't be capitalized on anyway, so all we can do is speculate. Sal up top mid now. Yakzn just finding players weak. He's taking a weak as well. He finds another one weak. Able to get the shields off, but SoulSnipe there as the contingency will take him down. Druk to fall. And this shock rifle in 10 minutes, 10 seconds, excuse me, looking like MagsUp are actually in a pretty solid position to pick this one up. But can you slay and pick up the spawn trap?
Kraken are managing the map really, really well. I mean, you can hear from the other side of the arena here that we're getting some shouting from MagsUp as 4 players go down for them again, extending that lead to 7 points. Kraken just look like they're able to cover the sightlines and preemptively rotate to set these split spawns much quicker than MagsUp. MagsUp can do it, but they're not being given the space to do it. Kraken look like they're in the driving seat right now.
Yeah, Acid to find the tag with the shock rifle as well. Nothing capitalized on from him though. And actually, he's just looking where no one is home. No one's come knocking, so Acid, you need to reposition, find yourself a little bit more impact because you keep looking over this way, buddy, but they are coming elsewhere. MagsUp have completely slipped under your nose, and you're just playing incredibly passively. No one really pushing up for MagsUp, though, so although Acid didn't really have sightlines on anyone, they haven't actually managed to capitalize on his back being turned. Taken weak now as Acid, so repositioning going to be coming through, but it feels very, very passive for Kraken. This is unlike them. Acid able to find that kill at least is huge, and he's still working. That grapple makes it so difficult for him to be found. Still working round. Shock rifle gets wasted at least, but he will fall.
The chip damage there, setting off the collapse of that setup that they had, and you saw them fall one by one, leading to the scenario that we're in now. It's really important to capitalize. If you get damage in this game type on a map that's this small, you have to capitalize on that before the shields regenerate. You have to close out your slayers, because if you're doing loads of damage, but you're not getting the slayers, it doesn't matter where it's going. And that's exactly what we just saw right there, and that's exactly why Kraken are now 5 kills ahead.
Piggy and squad, it's just the duo as well, both just back to back, trying to fight from all angles. Actually able to get out, and they do have the cavalry coming in as well. At least one more player, although one split spawn, one is elsewhere, so you're going to have to try and link up with him. Piggy to fall means that MagsUp will actually now take this space themselves. And the rest of Kraken to be on the other side of the map. It's all fallen silent just for a moment as bullets start to ring out and find their targets. Taken one shot is a player for Kraken, and actually picked up, that was Yakzn. He will fall, so now surely the collapse coming in, and exactly that, it's a blender for Kraken, trying to get away and tuck tail, but everyone to fall, no one to escape, and the bodies will just drop.
Oh, you can't leave yourself in a choke point like that. Like, they had so much of the initiative in the map and just letting themselves gather up and be in there like that, and then they're spawning bottom like this. This is where you could potentially throw the lead. It's almost tied. Kraken were in the driving seat for so long, taking the initiative on the spawns and the control. And here we are, where Envore's just waiting for them to walk up the stairs, and goodbye, Piggy sent back to the respawn. Yeah,
and Envore screaming as they tie up that map. 32 to 32. It's just insane. It felt so Kraken for so long, and then those 2 team slays just getting absolutely cycled. Just trying to get some shots down elsewhere. Bubu actually take a weak and will fall. Crazy to see almost MagsUp bleeding a little bit more. 2 dead for either team, and still 1 kill lead for MagsUp. Just wrapping around. Yakzn as well just doesn't actually know that there's 2, but he's got the support, so even if he pushes up and finds them, they should be dead. They're actually wrapping around as well, trying to group up. MagsUp trying to work together, but as one falls, now you're going to see Kraken try and push forward with that grapple as well. There's going to be a lot of aggression coming out. There's going to be a lot of firefighting, and Yakzn, you need this kill, or at least to back off and keep your life, because that grapple can be very helpful to get the aggression just dialed up. Crazy days.
And it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy how they're funneling like this. And the game is so close, but there's so many kind of positional rotations of players not being where you'd expect them to be. It's kind of devolving a bit into chaos.
Yeah, and it's so close. Kraken feel like they've been here before in that earlier series against Luminon, hoping that it won't be as close as it was in that Game 5, the 49-49 standoff into overtime. MagsUp, though, actually starting to run away with it a little bit. Druk from behind as well. The unknown entity finds another 3 dead for Kraken, and not a single kill back means that MagsUp will be leading now by 4, and things starting to slip away from Kraken as the continues to get worse for them. Piggy just completely caught on his own, stuck at that cake with 3 players surrounding him, just circling him like sharks.
This is the blender This is where we were before. I've seen this before, Hicksy. They were all stood in the bottom of jail before, and that's when they got 4-man wiped, and they're trying to push up here to do something about it. And if it ends the same way again, that potentially will end the game. But no, MagsUp showing some discipline here, backing up a little bit, getting some control of the main part of the map. Kraken trying to do the same on the tower side. Not sending anyone underneath. They're doing chip damage at the moment. This is the part where you have to be really careful. They have to communicate how many shots they land on the other players. That's going to let their teammates know whether they can go in. That was a 1 for 2 right there. They have a player who's ready to push on the top of that tower. As soon as that damage goes in, shields have now recharged. It's these moments that win or lose Slayer games. This is where teams have to be exact in the amount of damage that they're delivering to the other team, so their teammates can trust them, they can push in, and they secure that kill so that damage leads to a victory.
SoulSnipe just reloading every single bullet, making sure that he has max 15 in his magazine. Doesn't want to be caught short in such a pivotal moment like this. bubu just making sure no one's coming down to bottom mid in the sewers. And it's so close. Kraken very careful, knowing that if they get blended again, team wiped once more, that only 2 kills would be required for MagsUp. Nice use of the grapple at least. Alleviates some of the pressure for bubu, but he's left his teammate on an island and he gets caught out. bubu can't do anything but run.
He really got left out to dry there by his team. The pressure that you could see, the whole team pushing out, that's what you don't want there. You've got to keep your formation tight. 5 kills left now for MagsUp. If they can start isolating Kraken players like that, look at the amount of nades coming through. Mod player from MagsUp going down there. Druk finding his end from a straight bandit shot. You would have thought the nades had landed a bit quicker, but look, they're trying to pin them in. Even though Kraken got a kill, they can't move.
Yeah, it's interesting to see MagsUp are actually leading, but it feels like they're playing rather sheepishly. Finding that last shot is Envore. Just getting them ever closer. 47 to 42 now, as MagsUp are going to be pushing on in. And actually, Envore maybe biting off a little bit more. He can shoot. He finds players weak, but he has no ammo. Envore has to go for the beatdown. He gets traded, but for them, that's fine. They've done the groundwork, and they are only 1 kill away now. They just need to find one more Kraken player. And with 2 of them sat here, they're going to find it with the shock to end it all. And the MagsUp going to be tying this series, going 50 to 43 in our Vacancy Slayer map 2.
I have to say it. I've got to say the line. I think we've got a series on our hands here. I've got to say it. And we get the fit. We get the premium game mode. We get CTF Imperium as we both want. Yeah. But we might end up getting a Slayer live fire at this rate. This is looking really close.
Yeah, it is very, very close. It's very back and forth. Kraken dominating in that map 1, and then MagsUp taking the second map maybe a little bit. Well, it was the 7 kill differential, but still feeling like when it was 44 to 39, it felt like MagsUp were actually on the back foot, if anything. Kraken had seemingly map control, or at least the confidence to be pushing into areas that MagsUp weren't necessarily feeling, and they started to pay for it. MagsUp then just locked back in, recognized the lead they have, and maybe they can take a handful more risks to get the rewards and end up locking that one in.
Yeah, and our replays here, powered by GameSir. The grapple was like the MVP of this match. Like, how many players were using the grapple effectively to live up?
Except for that bubu moment where he does just kind of leave. He leaves Druk till it's just like, just leaves him on an island.
But other than that. But really highlighting, you've got to use the entire sandbox. If you're going to get to this point, like, you've got to be using, like, thruster is a given. Everyone knows how powerful the thruster was before it got changed, so you couldn't shoot while you used it. Yeah. But like the grapple, the G-slide, movement in Halo Infinite is so important. And we saw multiple players not die from using the grapple effectively. And essentially, if you went back and looked how many times the players used that, you could probably figure out, like, why the score ended up the way it did. There's other factors as well, but the grapple really being, I think, the MVP, much more than the shock rifle that game.
Yeah, I think Shock was maybe a little quiet there. It did pick up the final kill for MagsUp and make it far less dramatic, I guess, than the ending of that map. But CTF Imperium, we do have 2 snipers. And we have rockets.
We do.
And we've got that overshield. So there's a lot. You're talking about utilizing the sandbox to be the way teams can separate themselves. And what better map to have so much sandbox and so many games played on every iteration of this map as well. Both these teams are going to be more than familiar. I cannot wait. I'm noticing actually as well, just a funny little tidbit there, the photo we have has the turrets.
Oh, the spiker turret.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I've not seen one of those at ranked. Yeah, that's it used to be the chain gun in Halo 3, didn't it? It was the chain gun for a while on the top. But just for some context here, right? The winner of this series will go on to the losers finals to play against Amit.
Yes.
and in that they'll be playing for $10,000. The loser of this will take home $8,000. That's still a nice chunk of cash.
Oh yeah.
But both their teams are going to be setting their eyes on that $35,000 for first place and that $17,000 for second place. If you can get through a MIT, it doesn't even matter if you don't beat Shopify. You get $17K in your pocket.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, right? Everything just accumulating. These players now playing for some pretty big cash prizes, so it just means all that more, especially being in the lower bracket as well. It's do or die time, right? The winner's bracket is entirely over, so this really dictates whether you're going to continue to play for the rest of the day, or if you're just going to be watching from the sidelines and enjoying the rest of what Dreamhack has to offer. Stronghold Streets as well. I feel like I haven't seen that for such a long time.
I know. I think we might need to verify that.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if Street Strongholds is something we've seen for a while. We'll get back to you on that one, but I'll bring us back to CTF Imperium, because we were talking about these types of teams that, momentum-based team. Kraken definitely momentum-based. Imperium's big. Yeah. There's a lot of space. The sniper does allow momentum to be generated, but there's also a lot of dead space between teams where players aren't on the map. And we've seen a lot of flag pulls on this map kind of disintegrate instantly because teams aren't correctly allowing the timing of spawns to be calculated. And not even on Imperium, in fact. I've casted quite a few games this series, where this tournament, where like on Origin and on Aquarius, there's been slight time mismanagement of pulls, some hesitation. And if you're MagsUp and you're playing in this kind of momentum-driven game, you really can't be hesitating for that second or two on Imperium. There's so many ledges to curb slide. There's so many ways to get that flag. You need to pick it up. You need to run.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, the flag runs these guys love is down long haul.
Yeah.
You've got that extra slide in the middle of it that I was made aware of by Last Shot, just absolutely going nuclear, using that and then sliding Repulsor up into the air and then just sniping someone as he's mid-air, because style points just are what everyone wants now. You don't want just some crazy or some boring no scopes where you just stood still. You want to be doing everything and more. So yeah, like it can be a very quick flag run if you're able to hit every slide and your movement's just on point. And I feel like for all the teams that we have left in this tournament, there should be no room for error in the movement.
No. And there is a ghost ledge on long haul that's quite hard to see, but there's a little ledge you can kind of get onto and slide down, but it's very rarely used because it's quite hard to hit, and if you mess it up, it will screw your flag run up pretty bad. But there is the alternative flag route. If you think back to I think it was like Season 2, Season 3 of HCS, some teams did like to actually run the flag bottom, and the reason for that is because you can pick up an overshield on the way past, which almost guarantees that you get the rockets, you get overshield, and snipes down there. You can essentially fully cover the map. But we'll have to see which strategies they like to employ. I was talking earlier today, I think it was Kraken. I'll have to cast my mind back a little bit. I can't remember for sure, but one of the teams we were looking at, they were actually running the flag on Origin, the opposite side. They weren't running it through maze, they were opting for the rocket side of the map. And a lot of teams like to run through maze and like over, because you can get a lot of curb slides and it's like past that threshold point.
Yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for the final player to get back in. Probable game reset, or restart, excuse me. And the winner of this series, moving on to the losers final against Omit. It's going to be a very tall order. See the rest of the layout from today. Earlier on, we had Magin versus Legion. Magin 3-0ing them. Prize in the bag, unfortunately, getting 3-0'd by Kraken. And a very, very big surprise and somewhat upset in that lower quarters. Illuminon getting taken down, getting defeated, vanquished even, by Kraken in 3-2 fashion. Not just 3-2 fashion, but reverse sweep fashion.
Oh, wow. It was
so loud afterwards.
It was a good show. That I don't think we've had a showdown come down to that level of wire for quite a while.
Yes.
And you've got to think, like, the Kraken players are going to be riding on that high. Like, if you walk out of moments like that, the amount of, like, dopamine that you get from winning a Game 5 in overtime, in a Slayer, by 1, you're going to be feeling really confident. You're going to be like, we've got this, we iced up, we got it, and we're going to win this loser semi-final, and we're going to go against a mid later on.
Yeah. So, fly through happening. I can see our observer also loading into the lobby. So providing there's no false starts, this will be the beginning of the decider of the swing game. Both teams up 1 apiece. Now we're finding ourselves moving on into map 3. My favorite map and mode. Yours as well?
Yeah, hands
Cool.
down. I love Empyrean City.
Lovely stuff. So we're going to be grinning here to hear this entire map, no doubt. I want to see a lot of back-to-back snipes. I want to see some crazy stuff. We're hearing shouting behind us as well in the other series going on. Bubu with some incredible movement to grab that snipe, and already looking for names to take. Body shots that other sniper player for Kraken, so going to be pushing out, trying to capitalize on that damage. But already doesn't know about, I thought that was actually a Kraken player down on S1, but looks like it's actually a teammate.
Yeah, they let them get rockets for free there, just off screen. 4 players for Kraken showed themselves on that overshield area, and MagsUp used that as an opportunity to go and just grab the rockets for free, and we've not seen where they are just yet. But I'm surprised that we saw a 4v4 down at overshield instantly.
Yeah, Envore now wrapping around through long ball, sees a body, finds the sniper, and actually rockets to work with. Not able to ring out any though, no rockets are fired. So Piggy doing a good job to shut that one down as 2 of his teammates fall, but it's the same for MagsUp. So Piggy trying to take some space and actually wrap behind them. He's going to just run over through elevator. And actually gets a back green, picks up those rockets again, so they're just trading hands. But it looks like they're death rockets. They're signed by the devil. Anyone who shall pick up shall see. Sniper drops as well. So Yakzn to pick up the ammo. Doesn't look like there was much. He's only got 3 to work with, but crazy that MagsUp are going to push up that high with the sniper rifle. Body shot found as well to find that kill. So nice defense coming through from Yakzn.
Yeah, the rotation onto tower there to try and get some control on the other player's side of the map. MagsUp trying to do what they do to shut out Kraken, to take that key part of their map, opting for the lower side, ended there with a nice no-scope, and also holding out in sword here. This is a really oppressive angle, almost getting the headshot there on Druk, who's then cleaned up by the bandit. This is where you don't want to play to be with the sniper. He's only got 1 bullet, but this is quite oppressive, and he's ready to stop anyone who spawns at the bottom should his team push at the top.
2 minutes played. Just holding the angle. Doesn't look like the stick actually did land there, so going to fall with nothing as Breakingshot. Bubu, though, also to fall for the other side. Means that they're still up 3 versus 3. There's just some defense coming through from Envore. Players pushing up for Kraken, and actually Envore somehow able to get away. The headshot isn't converted. He actually gets tagged up on the body once his shields drop, thanking his lucky stars. Overshield up in 10 seconds, and the push coming through from Kraken, so there's no chance. Surely MagsUp pick this one up. Envore finds one onto Yakzn at least, so alleviating some of this pressure coming into his base. But his flag's still being taken, so he opts to go for this overshield. He recognizes this flag is going to be run, so he needs to try and just work things out and figure out what is the path of least resistance for me to actually push through myself. He's just going on a solo run.
He doesn't have much space to make any other decision here. He's got to stop their flag when he's got to apply pressure somewhere else to take their eyes to another part of the map. He's done a pretty good job with that. The overshield does get burned. He almost wins the trade, but it looks like that flag is going to get returned. But look at the other side of the map. MagsUp's flag also getting returned off screen as well.
Yeah, just pushing up again. MagsUp just feeling relentless right now. That flag is still out by Needles. Well, actually, Mauler is going to go back, so flag being run by SoulSnipe, and now he's got potential to hit these G-slides. Lands the first, but taken incredibly weak, and the flag actually fumbled slightly. It's going to slow him down ever so slightly. This sniper kill for Acid needs to be huge. Now Bubu can try and get some sightlines, and he's going to be able to defend his teammate the entire way, although a player is behind, tagged up in the body. That's not good enough, though. But the flag goes through. SoulSnipe to plug that one in. And already, though, pushing up our Kraken. Looks like SoulSnipe should be able to deal with this player. He gets pinned. SoulSnipe, that's unfortunate for you, buddy, because now Breakingshot's coming through. He's going to try and run the flag himself with 2 dead for MagsUp. This looks like it could be likely.
Yeah, they need to watch the bottom side of the map here. The respawners are going to come in and crossfire him, but he gets through the threshold successfully. Maybe to the right, they might be running through to the bottom. You can see there a pit coming through training. He has to get over it quickly. I think his teammates are generating a crossfire to get it, and he does. It's tied. We thought we had a 1-0 lead, and just like that, Ixie, it's just gone.
That's the butterfly effect. SoulSnipe going to be kicking himself after losing that fight where he definitely should have won it. Breakingshot going to make him wish he killed him. Players around the long haul side for MagsUp and actually able to find 1 kill, but you're taking weak, so you've got to play as carefully. That plasma, you've got to run away from it. Unlucky there. Does get repulsed away as well, so a little bit awkward. 2 dead for MagsUp, whilst Kraken have Piggy spawn up to make them 4 solid. Nice kill from Acid as well, and not able to use the repulse to get away. Wishing that he could have been able to sneak back into top mid and just stay away from them, but he will get dropped, so the pressure just falling off slightly. just decayed ever so for Kraken. Although Piggy actually just getting really aggressive. He wants to try and take the fight to him. He knows this player's weak, and he just finds him and shuts him down. Incredible play from Piggy, and no one here from MagsUp to stop them. As I say that, Druk with the rockets, the high investment will pay great dividends, as Druk still has one to work with, but that flag run has stopped dead in his tracks.
That push there, where they managed to pull the flag, they were banking on getting the overshield and getting the rockets to be able to take that flag back in and lock in their second point of the game. But Druk flanking around like that really, really messed that up for them. And 4 go down for Kraken, which means we've had an entire flip reverse. I'm pulling your flag, I've got the rockets, I've got all the stuff. Don't you come to my side, I think you could do anything that you want. He gets the double, he almost gets the double kill with a rocket. How is that man still alive? That is absolutely crazy that he was able to survive that. But the flag made its way to the end, and I'm sorry to say, if you're a Kraken fan, it's 2-1 up to MagsUp with that great pull, great run, just shutting them out completely.
Yeah, big old bodyguard with that rocket. Although it doesn't find the 2, it doesn't matter. Envore had a completely free run with that flag. Now Sniper picked up instantly off spawn from MagsUp. It's definitely part of their game plan, but Sniper actually ringing out for Kraken as well. The first one to find heads. 2 dead momentarily as bubu now spawns up. Make that a 2 again as SoulSnipe falling. And Acid just to chuck this flag out, but he needs to live up by Mauler. He needs to keep the pressure on. And that player just able to slip away could be a problem. Now Breakingshot's attention is averted. He's worried about the player behind. And the flag could be pulled, but he's just going for the Hail Mary play with the rest of his team. Everyone's pushed up. The Sniper flying up now with 6 bullets to work with and a repulsor. Surely you're going to have to make it worthwhile. You've just given that away, buddy. Druk picked it up with 4 bullets to work with now. That could be damning.
Oh, that's a rough result from that. The flag started to move on the other side of the map as well. You've got to give it to him. If 4 players commit to the decision, you can turn a mild decision into a good one. But in this case, it did not pay off. And 3 players go down. They get rotated again. And bubu-dubu's got the flag in his hand. And I think, Ixie, that's the end of the game. So 2-1 to MagsUp. Very surprising close to that game.
Yeah, very quick map as well for what we hope for Empyrean, for it to be long, right? We both enjoy it. So I want to see as much Empyrean as possible. But yeah, just crazy. Those last 2 runs for MagsUp were so well orchestrated. Envore pulling that second one just had no friction at all because of Druk with that single rocket, just doing enough, being there to be a bodyguard. Then that final flag, just getting 4 dead. Bubu just could walk it in. He didn't even have to juggle it. Just confidence flowing, oozing for MagsUp as they are on series point and eliminating Kraken. I bet James is smiling.
MagsUp had less kills. Castermath.
By 1.
By 1. They won the game by 2 flags.
Yeah, okay.
That push through where we said they committed with the snipe to help his team. He really got left out on his own there. He really got hung out to dry. He had to commit with his team. There was no other choice he could make, really. He could have held back, but then they would have been able to push anyway.
Yeah, I think either way, Breakingshot was probably going to struggle because, like you said, he needed to push up. If he wasn't there, it would have been a 3v4. And with him being there and just trying to make that sniper work, the high risk, high reward of the sniper rifle didn't work out in his favor. You know, he rolled snake eyes, and unfortunately that came back to bite them. The only flag they got, mind you, was from a mistake from SoulSnipe. It was an unforced error. SoulSnipe actually just missing his final shot to kill Breakingshot, and then the butterfly effect comes through. Breakingshot is then able to get that flag back off of that run. You're right, he runs through to grab the flag and just doesn't get stopped at all. It's the only flag they pick up, so that single kill means the difference between a 3-0 and a 3-1.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's the timing of kills. In an objective game mode, you can slay and slay and slay, but you got to play the objective. And the way that MagsUp were able to capitalize on the unforced errors that Kraken put themselves into, the aggression that they had, we were saying they're a momentum-based team. They're going to bring the fight to you, and in this case, unforced error at the end of the game definitely locked in that 3rd flag that ended the game. But maybe some stuff to look at in Birmingham. You got to have the courage. You got to have the confidence to make the plays. Yeah. But you got to have the info to make the plays at the right time.
Yeah, for sure. And we were right to be skeptical about that map 4 as well. It's not strongholds. Strongholds on streets is actually recharge, which
sigh relief.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense, right? Strongholds streets, excuse me, we haven't seen for a while.
Very long time.
Yeah, very, very long time. And with these fly-throughs, I do believe, Van and we're going to be jumping into map 4. Do or die time for Kraken. They did it once before in reverse sweep fashion against Luminon. A lot of people's second pick and actually second seed coming into Dreamhack, but now Kraken looking like they're going to be falling short. They put the pedal to the metal too early, and now they have gassed out seemingly. But they do have this one lifeline. They're going to have to take MagsUp the full 5-map distance to continue their run, or they are out.
Super aggressive on the early point of the game there. Getting a setup in Strongholds is really important. Camo can be pivotal, but you've really got to manage the spawns on recharge to win. Gold is going to be super important. Lots of teams opt in for the AB hold because C is locked away from Upcat's map. This push here through to the top of tower as we see Breakingshot go down and 3 players from Kraken go down as well. It's really hard to push through the choke point of tower into A, so you really want to have the gold area, you really want to have A, and you just want to spawn the enemy team at long haul. And if you can, get that triple cap, which MagsUp are trying to get right now.
AB hold and actually going for C, like you said, just trying to get that triple cap and really just plunge the dagger in deep whilst Kraken are breathing heavy. Gassing out pretty hard, although B actually seemingly goes their way, no questions asked. Druk and the rest of the boys on MagsUp, everyone was up and not a single player could go and stop that capture from happening. They do still have the points totaling up in their favor, not a single one for Kraken yet, but still, you're going to need to plug some holes in your game if that's how they're going to get B. You can't let them have it for free.
It's very hard to cut across the middle of the map on recharge when everyone's alive. You have to go the long route with this one. That's why losing Strongholds is so punishing. Look now that we've flipped around. Kraken now have the setup that I was talking about at the beginning. But Druk is doing everything he can to try and stop that, and he's going to get challenged really soon. But there's a fight for gold, there's a fight for B. And 2 players from Kraken lose their lives, while bubu dubu locks in that potential what would have been the triple cap had he have not stepped out there.
Yeah, just stepped out trying to strafe, and everyone's going to do it. You know, instinctively, you're going to think to strafe rather than to stay in. But unfortunately for him, it does actually look like B's had a lot of progress on, but no one there to finish it off. As I say, that player does run in. So B picked up for MagsUp, but A and C both getting flipped. Unorthodox from Kraken, but they'll take anything they can get initially just to try and stem some of the bleeding and try and bring a bit of order back into their game. With 2 dead, though, for both sides, it's still looking a little hairy.
Spawns are super important here. These teams are going to be looking to manage the respawn on these 2 players that are coming in. Look, SoulSnipe going up to Attic here means that any of the enemy's teammates that go down, we just saw the respawn there of, I believe that's on Envore that's running around the side. He just went down again, but they're managing it well. They're trying, they have to keep B, otherwise they've got to go the long way around to get it, and that camo is coming up.
Yeah, really good job there from SoulSnipe to find that kill as well. He just plays around the window and just waits exactly for his prey to fall into his open mouth. Now looking for another, he gets the stick, it looks like, I thought, but no, it's just from the camo sitting in the back of Breakingshot's pocket. He now plugs that one in. Actually able to get away with this one, so potential for Kraken now. They need to try and make this work. They're flipping B, they have C, so now they're going to try and close this gap as far as points are concerned, but Breakingshot needs to try and elevate his team. He needs to be the one to find the gap and just completely break the dam. He's found a back turn though, so this could be his kill. Thankfully the plasma pistol doesn't ring out onto him, so he picks that one up. Actually going to trade it out for the shocks as well, so you need to be the one to lift up your team and bring back the momentum for Kraken.
They're making them fight on the backside of the map here. They're making MagsUp pull for everything they absolutely can. They've closed this gap, but they step out again, and he gets a killing spree for Breakingshot right now. 10 and 6, this man. No assist, but that means he is cleaning this map up for his team, and that is what you need on recharge. You don't want to cross map too much, but you got to be there to help fight, to help your teammates in the other rooms as you push around. Going that long route and just getting blamed as you walk through Attic as well. That's 2 players down for MagsUp. But it looks like Hixie, we're all tied up for this game. But the triple cap might be coming in, and we've got to watch where these respawners are coming in. Where bubu dubu is right now is going to be super important, and it looks like he's in gold. The
rest of Kraken just recognizing that they need to try and manufacture their own momentum before it just comes fluidly. Be so close for MagsUp to pick it up, but Kraken actually not really feeling any resistance, any desire to jump on it. Does just kind of go away a little bit for free. That player was weak, it does get traded out. Breakingshot for bubu, but B has been taken. So AC not exactly what you want, but you work with it just to take the lead, and you've done exactly that. 103 to 65, getting loud now as Yakzn finds one to take MagsUp. 2 players down, make that 3 as bubu finds himself on an island in the back of pipes, and all he can do is watch these points total up for Kraken. Nothing he can do is he just has to wait for his team to spawn up, and now they can try and make something happen. But A has pretty solid defense so far. 2 players here for Kraken. One will fall pretty easily. So you've got the other one shot. He's going to have to be flushed out by that nade, and suddenly A opens up.
It's such an unconventional hold by Kraken there, going for the AC and just hard staying with it. They had the opportunity there to potentially take space. You can hear Yakzn again just shouting dead over the hall. And with the camo coming up now and that push leading us to where we are here, Kraken again are going for A and C. They're not going the long route, they're going the short route. So how is this going to affect how this map's being played? This is not what teams normally do.
Yeah, going for the ANC, maybe just to throw off MagsUp a little bit, maybe get their calls and their game plan a little bit dicey. I don't know. It felt like it should have just been temporary, the AC hold, but they're still just working with it. Finally, A is going to get some pressure on. It looks like it's surely going to flip. Breakingshot with a very risky smack. It could have gone both ways, and he might have been just traded out, but able to get away with it and get his shields back up. He is still working with this camo as he tries to collect B and able to do it on his own with the support elsewhere from his team. And already on to B is MagsUp, but bubu, just a desperation play to dive onto it. Gets taken one shot. Breakingshot just working in tandem with that other player on his team through security. Surely going to pick up off the damage he's dealt. Trade comes through at least the back of pipes, and Breakingshot seemingly just chasing ghosts.
A couple of minutes ago, I was saying we've tied up this game. And now look where we are, a 100-point lead for Kraken as the fight starts out in gold pipes here. They have taken gold pipes, they are now taking C. This is not the hold that I would have described earlier, but it's better than nothing, and you're in the lead, so you might as well just stick with it. Either way, MagsUp, they're looking. Oh, sorry, I'm talking absolute load of rubbish here. They actually did hold B and C, so this is all that they want, but they're getting them to spawn in long haul, and we've got a triple cap. This is where you got to stem the bleeding really hard. Look how many players from MagsUp have gone for B. That was the right play. They have to hold it. But now, Kraken have the opportunity to cross map and flank them with the grapple like this.
Yeah, the fastest flank comes through for Acid, but a lot of team damage means that he won't be able to do much. He will just be absolutely shut out and muted. B gonna get flipped, actually able to dive in it and take down that player. That's huge from MagsUp. AB hold now for them. They're going to see how long they can ride this one out, but they're going to have to fight for it. Kraken are feeling it now, 195 to 85, but you're trying to close the gap if you're MagsUp. You just need to find the kills. With Envore dropping, he does get traded out, at least for Piggy, and SoulSnipe now finds the double kill for him. The one to trade out Piggy and find the one onto Acid, and now he's got support, trying to take C, hold on to B and C for a little bit, make it temporary, and then move over to A. Just make sure that Kraken don't get any more points.
This is interesting. MagsUp are opting for the aggressive route of taking more zones when they already have them. 5-shot there coming in, sending Breakingshot back to the respawn as well. They are opting to go for the push when they have 2 zones. It is easier to defend a stronghold than it is to take one. And yet they are still choosing to go with momentum, and look at the result that Kraken are getting because of this. 3 players down for MagsUp. They're just wiping the floor there. But they're 3 players down for Kraken. They're so far ahead though, you can afford to die and trade when you're this far ahead.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Adam, you can continue totaling up points on strongholds even if you're dead. SoulSnipe with that camo as well, just going to try and play around Whirlpool. Does get pushed back down though, and knows there's at least 1 player, likely 2, up on A. Guaranteed that there is actually 2 thanks to our observer view. We know a little bit more, but you're going to have to try and make something work with this camo. This could be gold dust for you right now if you are SoulSnipe. He's actually going to go for the B play. A player up in window, but he didn't spot him. 2 sat down by A as well, and also another one top glass. He just gets it completely for free. No one wants to push in, and actually the back turn. The timing's so bad for Kraken. They are just faltering. Now SoulSnipe with the double. Surely he doesn't have the health for this. Can't get the trade either, but eventually gets traded out. Last alive until Yakzn spawns up was Breakingshot. Now it's just Yakzn to work, and the points still. Now you're looking for a triple cap if you're MagsUp. You're going to find it, but how long can you hold on to this? Because you don't have a lot of room for error.
They've got the setup. The long haul respawns for MagsUp mean they've got maximum distance to cover. To close anything, they've reset that C as well, which means now they're getting 2 points every second, which means they need to hold this for 30 seconds to catch up. This challenging from MagsUp here. They really need to get rid of this player if they're going to hold this. It's going to mess up the timing, and the respawns, and they do. That is a huge pickup for them right there. That is going to stop this respawn trap, this triple cap from going. Kraken break it, but the clock is still ticking.
Yeah, it's still ticking, exactly. Oh god, it's just so difficult. Yakzn actually able to find the help and get a kill of his own. So now 3 dead for MagsUp. All you need to do is pick up either B or C, and you're going for both. You want to go for glory. Looks like A is actually going to get flipped. So you're going to see MagsUp spawning up around A. So there's a lot of work for Yakzn to do. Finds 1. He does expect another player to be coming through as well. The calls actually seem like, looks like tower, bottom tower is going to be called out. No one really around Yakzn to actually try and take him out. Where the hell have MagsUp gone? It seems like they've just got lost. They've just taken the wrong direction. Everyone coming in, one apiece, and just making it easy, just taking one fight, one after the next. A and C somehow getting taken by MagsUp, even after it felt like they were just running in on their own. Envore with a huge kill, but he pre-nades himself, and unfortunately that's going to cost him.
They take B as well. Everyone's scrambling Envore now. This is where Strongholds goes from strategy to chaos. You're going to the closest Stronghold to flip it, to crossfire, to put damage in, and it looks like Kraken can't get these last 5 points. MagsUp have their backs against the wall in this match here. They have to stay their place live. They have to be looking where the Strongholds are. They have to be thinking, where are they going to respawn? And the Pivs come in. The 2v2 means that both Piggy and Yakzn find themselves in the respawn, and MagsUp somehow are keeping themselves in the game. They're closing this lead, but this is a steep hill to climb.
And they have camo as well. MagsUp really looking dangerous now. It's only 5 points for Kraken to take it. They're going to take A as well, but still points for MagsUp. MagsUp are desperate for that triple cap. They just want these points to disappear, this time to go. They want it to be over super quick. Druk to find a kill and take very little damage as a player for Kraken dives into B, but there's only one C plant as well. So this is actually a really solid setup for only the 2 players that were alive for Kraken. They take down Druk, camo removed from what could be the final few plays, the final few minutes even of this map. 240 to 210, or 210, excuse me, as now A and B are being held by MagsUp. They just want to try and lock in this hold. This is the orthodox hold. You just need to keep it. Trying to pre-nade it as well. Envore is going to be a demise. You don't want to trade there. It's now 3 dead for MagsUp, so AC going to be taken. They seem to have loved this really unorthodox hold, and it's actually going to secure them the map. And Vanadam, we go to a Game 5 again. Kraken find themselves here once more. Back-to-back series Game 5s for them. This one, not a reverse sweep opportunity, but feeling a little bit like a pseudo one, taking map 1 all that time ago and now moving to the final map, Slayer Live Fire. Again, Kraken just constantly going the full distance. Battle of Endurance. I thought they might have gassed out coming into map 2 and 3, but they're able to pull it back and find their second wind.
That ending sequence there was ridiculous. The way that MagsUp were able to keep the pressure on, despite how close they were to losing the game. They iced up super hard there, but the margin for error was just too small. Kraken only needed 5 points for so long. Once you've backed yourself into a corner like that, you can play really good Halo and you can still lose the game because of the mistakes that have accumulated to you earlier on. And let's look at some of the players that we got from this. Obviously powered by Game Serves, the first triple cap. Almost came in the game there. Bubu just stepping out as he was going for the chow there to trade it, which causes a reset. But this game was absolute carnage.
Yeah, especially towards the very end. It got so incredibly scrappy as well. It's kind of fun to see players just seemingly playing off of nothing but instinct, right? Yeah. You just got to look at and see where your team are. Hope you can hear some form of calls as everyone's probably screaming where every single player is, and just see how your gut takes you, you know, where it leads you. Envore just getting shut down with that shock as well. Did actually spot it there and still getting shut down by it. But the camos as well, not really neutered as much as we saw in previous series, right? The camos were kind of able to actually do something, make a little bit happen on either side. Breakingshot, and then also Druk as well, having them able to do a fair bit. I think there was quite a pivotal kill by Bubu down in the very late game, down in bottom elevator, that meant that Piggy and I think another player weren't able to cap A and close it out there and then. You know, just these crazy little moments that mean so much.
It's the consistency of the game. I think here, like MagsUp, this series has gone to Game 5 for a reason. These guys are in the lower semi. They've got this far for a reason. And that reason is because they're able to make the right calls under pressure frequently. But in a match like this, when it gets to this point, your mistakes will cumulatively add up. And despite playing a ridiculous last couple of minutes of Strongholds against Kraken there, against all odds, against all the pressure, and against moments like this where Acid is just pivoting you, they still lost the game because of what happened earlier.
Yeah, and just got to remind you all, final 4 teams, this is for 4th place, the loser. The winner moving forward with a potential to fight for $10,000 against Omid, sat there in that losers final. And of course, the big bad of Shopify in the grand finals, waiting to decide who is going to be taking $35,000 and who's going to get 17. Quite a difference, but I guess that's what happens when you're the best. You got to be #1 to get the big bucks. Looks like we should be jumping on in Live Fire Slayer, our final map. Everyone's running around, no one's stopping, so it looks like it's going to be all gas, no brakes. As Envore already taking a heavy hit coming into this final map. You've had a bit of time to chill, to get a little bit of zen in your system, but are you going to be taking on the momentum from the last win if you're Kraken, or are you going to be able to reset if you're MagsUp?
Who wants this? Who wants the money more? Who wants the time to go against a mate once more? It's game 5 in our lower bracket semi-final. I had to call Kraken because of my prediction graphics, so I've got to stick with it, but it's 4-1 to them. It's really early. Piggy's got the sniper. I'm going to stick with my decision, Hicksy.
You can't change it now we're in. We both said Kraken. And Reed with MagsUp. We'll have to see. Camo in the hands of Kraken. Acid just working in tandem with this team, and actually a nice body shot comes through. It takes one player weak down on back green. Try to get the stick and zip away, but not able to get it. So now you're just being choked in now. 2 players being pinched and collapsed upon. QT able to zip away again, but surely there's going to be someone there to actually pick that up. I don't think there was. So QT managed to slip away. Only Druk will fall, but a 10-1 start for Kraken. That's insane.
That's rough, and I was saying it's not been long. Camo there, Camo Eyes. You see the player who was walking across there. I think that was Piggy. Who was, I know it wasn't, it was Breakingshot who had the camo there. His pip not showing up until he revealed himself, but the momentum that Kraken had there was absolutely debilitating. Look at how they're pushing in right now. If Kraken can keep the movement, MagsUp aren't in a position to ready themselves for that push, but they're giving them time here. They've got 4 players ready. Look at how they're all grouped up on B, but MagsUp, they've got a split here. There might be a flank on sandbags. They need to get the other players round fast enough so they can get the damage in together.
Last sniper shot rings out, but doesn't find its target. Piggy still with the reversal, though. Oh my God, Piggy! I can hear him getting loud as he minds the gaps. That player, they're still screaming back there. I can hear him so far away. Acid will fall on Garage Pillar. Bubu to find that one, but a 10-kill lead coming into this one. You got to be feeling pretty good as you find 2 more if you're Kraken. 2 dead for MagsUp right now. As a perfect will come through at least for MagsUp to pick that and pick away and chip away at this lead. But my God, have you got your work cut out for you already early on?
Yeah, it's 2 sides to the same coin here. Breakingshot with a brilliant 6-1 start. Bubu Dubu with the assist, but he's 0-5 right now. He needs to get online to close this gap for his team. He's had a great series so far, but he's struggling to get online in this one.
Yeah, Yakzn as well up there with alongside Breakingshot. It will fall to Envore, who's actually going to try and root through for this camo, but he just wants to question. It doesn't feel like it's all that free. His team are there, though, to help him out. And also, actually, pick up 2 kills of their own now, closing this gap just a little bit. 8-kill lead now, what once was 11. As everyone on Kraken spawning up, and I love this little sneaky spot. You can actually chuck a nade down there, as demonstrated by Envore. Doesn't really land all that much, maybe a little bit of damage, but he's got a teammate down there who actually finds that kill as well. Oh. And one onto Nest, the sniper shot rings out, the headshot found, and the visor splinters into his eyes.
Good collapse here, though. Coming through. That was relentless how they collapsed on him right there. MagsUp definitely showing they got some fight in them. Druk has 7 shots, make that 6 in his sniper. If they can slow this down, like I said, Kraken need momentum. If you slow them down and you make them walk into you when you've got the sniper and you can land your shots, it's going to close that 5-point deficit. It's going to make it so this game gets even a lot quicker. And they know that, and all players now are waiting. Look at how Kraken are just sat in here. They're not pushing anything. They're like, we've got the lead, boys. If you want to win this game, you got to come to us. And Druk takes the pot shot, revealing where he is as well. So now Kraken know that they can potentially push the other side, and we might see some of their players start to fan out, maybe from the other side of A. But it actually looks like they're still just completely turtling the game. They just sat there in A. We want the win, just come to us.
Yeah, happy to sit back and let Druk and the boys come to them, because whilst he does have QT, he's also got that very precious looking sniper with 5 bullets to work with. 1 rings out, not able to find it. Instantly going to back off, but nice work from them. And already just getting 2 kills for MagsUp and shutting down that sniper. I can hear screams behind me from Kraken. They're very happy with how that push came off. And surely that sniper has changed hands. Yakzn to get traded, the perfect actually to come through. Nice job from SoulSnipe at least to get the trade in a situation where he necessarily wouldn't have done.
Yeah, Bubu gets himself on the board. But speaking of Yakzn, he's been on the stream. We were talking to him earlier, and his score right now, 10-5. He's the highest positive for his team right now. Shortly followed by Breakingshot, who's +4. doing everything they can. Piggy with the 6 assists as well, getting himself as part of so many of his team's kills. But the lead isn't changing. It's still 9 points here. If you're MagsUp, something's got to change. As we cross into this 30-point mark, the margin for error is starting to get small.
Yeah, you look at a Breakingshot. He's only died twice. He's just been so good at living up and still finding more damage. As I say that, though, Caster Curse does come out. He will fall, taken very weak. 3 dead now for Kraken. And only 1 for MagsUp. Continuing their lead, 8-kill lead. Make that 7 now as you find Piggy just caught between a rock and a hard place. Those nades coming through. Camo actually picked up for MagsUp as well. So maybe they can start to flip the tide here, flip the script. Does actually get a back smack. Also, the teammate with the camo to find that kill. So now 3 dead again for Kraken. They're starting to get a little cycled and only 4 kills to separate these 2 teams. And Druk still with a camo to work with.
He's got the game in his hands here. I love to say that. The info he can give to his team, the split damage he can give them, so they can get another angle. There's a back smack somewhere off screen, but a melee gets traded. This is where you can collapse. There's 3 players down. They're going to be able to get the full rotate, but they can't identify where the last player is. He's hiding in Mudixie, and those other respawners are going to be in A or around the B area. So the momentum that MagsUp had, because that 1 player stayed alive, it's just stopped the game dead in its tracks. It's a 3-point difference between these 2 teams.
Yeah, it looks like Bubu was trying to take that fight to that final player, but also was taken weak and didn't want to give anything up, showing restraint even on the back foot. You don't want to get too greedy because things can just slip away. And when you're in a map 5 in elimination, you don't have many opportunities to make mistakes. Nice body shot rings out onto Yakzn, so he's going to have to drop down and will do that. Playing around the pillars now to just try and get his shields back up. Although SoulSnipe in a very strong position, he needs to try and find a lot of heads. He's got 5 bullets to work with, and if you don't get traded out, anyone on MagsUp, excuse me, you can actually take the lead here. Body shot found, and QT up for Kraken as well. Nades are just going to be sending on over. No one to be meeting that delivery, unfortunately, for SoulSnipe. So trying to just reposition and find a little bit more impact. Just gets away. Yeah, the timing just goes against him. Now the rotation actually coming through. They're going to push up through towards scoreboard, and they're going to find 1 player completely on his own. He's going to need support from top mid, but then that puts you liable actually coming through now. You're going to drop, and now you've got support from Sandbags. It's been a complete wraparound, a stick on the 2 that player with that spike grenade, and sniper trading in hands as well. 2 dead for both teams means that this sniper's going to be ringing out. Breakingshot to find another one. This is looking pretty hairy for both teams, but somehow it feels like Kraken are actually able to ice up and secure the bigger amount of kills out of that one.
The wraparound from Kraken there, that was disgusting. Like, they waited for MagsUp to push and think they had the advantage, and then 3 players just wrapped around to screen, making them think they had the time and the space to do what they wanted to do. But look at this. 3 players going down for Kraken. MagsUp now rotating around the map to get them all boxed in onto the B part of the map. This is not looking good. If they can get this, if they can push this and get it the way that they want, this is where the game switches over. It's been a Kraken lead the whole time, and Yakz's gone down as well as screen, so the push is going to come in.
Yeah, everyone just trying to get out from B. They recognize that they could just get collapsed upon. They did it to MagsUp themselves, pinched him in there, choked him out. And Bubu with the player cam up, you can see motor mouth going. He's just trying to get all the info. Does find 1, doesn't want to take too much damage though, so he'll take a single shot of damage and already dip away. Doesn't want to give anything away for free. You're only 2 kills behind, and this camo could be pivotal. So could this push. 1 falls for Kraken. Make that 2 is now dancing around, playing ring around the Rosie. Oh, the trade at least comes through. I thought Bubu might not have had that trade there. 3 dead for both teams. As now 40-42. The lead continuing for Kraken, but it has been closed down in these final moments.
And the camo going down there really changed the tide of the battle. There was a massive trade that ended up going through there to prevent that camo from getting any further profit from picking it up earlier on. But look now, Kraken again, they're deciding to just stay all on C again, and they have a 2-point lead, but it's giving MagsUp time to go around and get some space. And I think we saw the sniper rifle coming up in 5 seconds as well. You cannot just let this be taken for free. You have to challenge it.
Yep, and challenging it exactly is what you're going to do. SoulSnipe with the trade at least. Nice job from that player on Kraken to at least find that kill. I believe it was Piggy. Still 2-kill lead for Kraken. Piggy needed to find that kill as he was falling to his demise. You can't let anything go away for free. No unforced errors allowed here as Kraken find themselves yet again in the late game. So close of a Slayer and so tied up. This is the 3rd time we've seen this now today. Twice in this series, both Slayers going this close. And all things slow down now. It looks like Kraken are going to be holding on to this tower side. 1 on Nest Bridge as well. Will spot Druk. 1 tag down onto Druk. And just looking for a little bit more info, picking up those plasmas. We'll keep an eye on whether those are actually going to be pivotal, because the trades for MagsUp, you're going to need a little bit more than trades, but those plasmas can secure them at least. Camo coming up very soon as well. Druk just trying to find a bit of space, trying to find a wrap round actually. Two plays. He's not going to be able to spot that player at dummies. The timing and his POV means that he's not actually going to spot them. One player now caught out completely on his own as well. They're going to back off though. They don't want to push in. They expect there to be more. Oh, you can't be giving away your life like that. Now it's just carnage. As Breakingshot finding two, able to pick those up with the sniper rifle in hand. Kraken have the win condition here. Surely, of these 6 bullets, 3 need to land, and with 2 players already stuck back. Oh God, the pillar player as well, just looking so damn scared. You're going to need your players down on the back green to try and shut Breakingshot out, but now the flood coming in. All of them pushing in from Kraken. They're trying to find their way through. One will fall for Kraken, looking like they're going to surely pick up a response, but no, Yakzn will fall. They're 49-46 now. Breakingshot, you just need to find something with this sniper. One up at Nest, can't tag him, and now things are getting crazy, but looks like Kraken are going to secure it, and the shouting even from the coach, Yakzn staring him down, just grinning ear to ear. And then you look over to the other side, you got Acid and Piggy just kind of nod to each other.
Difference in mentality, right? Some people get really fired up, but look how many people came to watch that game. Look how many people wearing some of the people, the con lanyards. We got the player lanyards there as well for our own events as well, and it's just, it doesn't get better than this.
No.
Right, down to the wire. Obviously not if you're on the losing team, but both teams were minutes away from finding out who's going home there for so long.
Yeah, and it was such a close game as well, right? GG's to MagsUp and commiserations. You took them all the way, and Kraken, again, just somehow able to put on the afterburners in back-to-back series. Luminon first slayed. Now you've slain MagsUp, and now Omit sit there waiting in that losers final. The team that has been the most likely to take down Shopify all weekend. They've shown time and time again in those 2 matchups. They can take them to Game 5 and make it look like they're going to win so many times, but Shopify showing the ice. If Omit can beat Kraken going into this next series, are we going to see any more? Is Lightning going to finally strike for them? But commiserations to MagsUp once again. A crazy series they played. That 50-43 was insane. The CTF was incredibly convincing. Probably the most convincing map that we've had this entire series, excuse me. And just somehow Kraken able to figure it out once again, back to back, closing it out, you know, just off of what felt like really they were on the back foot.
Just clutching it up.
Yeah.
I need to double check. I keep going back to like thinking of what our picks were, but I think this means that James's prediction with MagsUp